Are you aware of your speech?
What do you mean by that?
Do you care about whether or not you are speaking proper English?
I could care less. It's couldn't care less.
Do you actually think about what you sound like when you're speaking in front of others?
Gee, I never thought about that.
Language and speech. It's a work in progress for everyone. Whether you believe it or not, people are always judging you based on the clues you are providing. The way you dress, the house in which you live, the vehicle you drive, and yes, the way you speak. But for now, let's just focus on the speaking. When you are talking, you are telling me who you are as a person. And before you say, well, people shouldn't be judging other people, wake up. We're always judging one another. It's not a bad thing to perform an assessment on people. It's how we naturally select who we wish to allow or disallow to be a part of our lives. So why not use your speech to showcase to the world that you value intelligence, sophistication, and my favorite, professionalism. Now, we all butcher the English language. It's because of the culture in which we grew up. And I am no exception. I mean, I grew up in the South. So why does this all matter? Well, do you think that your speech matters in your career? Don't you want to sound professional? We're going to get into this, but I think this topic actually runs much deeper than your career. We must always be looking to improve ourselves. We are meant to grow and achieve, and this includes speaking well. I can remember when I first recognized how horrible I sound. I was 6 years old, and we were one of the first families in our area to have a camcorder, one of those big 80s shoulder-mounted devices. We carried all of our media on our shoulders in the 80s. My brothers and I were in my grandmother's backyard hunting Easter eggs, while my mother chased us around with that big clunky thing on her shoulder. But when we played back that VHS tape, and for the first time, I got to hear what I sound like to other people, I remember thinking, holy crap, I sound like a little hillbilly redneck. Did I just ruffle some feathers? Look, I don't mean to offend, but our behavior is shaped by our culture. And it is up to us to recognize whether or not the culture is serving us well or doing us harm. Now, I've always asked myself, why? Why did the speech of that little young hillbilly strike me as unpleasant? I mean, why didn't I think to myself, man, this kid sure sounds great, like a little businessman? Well, the reason is actually far deeper than I'm responsible to explain. You see, poor behaviors, like improper speech, are involuntarily perceived by the human brain as of lower class and of lower intelligence.
Catch me outside, how about that?
It's a natural and innate feature of the human brain. We are pre-programmed to subliminally make this association. I didn't write the code of the Homo sapien brain, so don't shoot the messenger. Again, I have no intent to insult anyone, but you must, at some level, acknowledge that when you speak, the listeners are forming an assessment on you, and you want to sound pleasant, right? Importantly, you want to sound professional, but being able to hear myself in a recording was a moment that hit me pretty hard. And even at 6 years old, I recognized that my speech did not match who I wanted to be. I'm sure my mother still has those VHS tapes of my childhood stored somewhere. But to be completely honest, I don't think I ever wish to replay them. I don't think I can handle that level of cringe. And it wasn't just when I was a small child. I have another vivid memory that has constantly haunted the recollection of my speaking past. And in this one, I was speaking on live TV. I'm referring to the salutatorian speech of my own graduation. I watched it when it aired on May 20th of the year 2000. Although my mother has a copy of this televised event, I doubt I'll ever watch it again either. I simply have no interest in listening to the 17-year-old hillbilly version of myself. And I'm not just picking on Southerners. This speech issue is present among all societies. You've got in the U.S. your urban hood culture.
Bro, stop playing with me, bro.
Yankees in Boston and New York.
Let's go to the bar.
Park your car and have a job.
Chicanos in the Southwest.
Yes, I'm US citizen. Yeah, I speak English.
Even Cockneys of East London in the UK.
I'm gonna buy some flowers for your mother.
Jamaican patois in the Caribbean.
The Jamaican language is not the same as the English language.
So this goes way deeper than just accents. So what factors influence our speech? Let's go ahead and let the cat out of the bag and call out the main influencer. Our speech comes from our environment. Like it or not, you sound like the people around you. Without a conscious effort to combat it, you will speak exactly like your family or the people in your closest circle. And it's obvious. This is why I feel terrible for children of uneducated parents. These parents are simply passing down their poor habits, and the cycle continues. Or at least until someone wakes up and says, I don't want to sound like an illiterate fool. So where do we want our speech to be? Well, that's completely up to us. If you don't care about sounding polished, your speech will let everyone around you know it.
I done said all I got to say.
No, I know.
A lot of people like to hold back, but I don't hold back nothing. I tell you just like it is.
People from all cultures and backgrounds attempt to cut corners, skipping syllables or using double negatives. It's human nature for us to seek the easy way, the path of least resistance. It requires discipline to force yourself to slow down and speak correctly. Here are some examples of words and phrases that are either banned from my house or any misuse by the kids must be immediately paused and corrected. And if these piss you off, it's simply because you're probably guilty. How about a word like good? The most common misuse of this word is, I don't feel good.
Don't feel good, but don't feel bad.
I don't feel good. I don't feel good.
I don't feel good, Mickey.
I don't feel good.
I don't know. I don't feel good.
Please, I don't feel good.
I don't feel good this morning.
I don't know. I'm just not feeling good today.
I don't feel good today. I actually haven't been feeling good since last night.
Not only is this lowbrow, it's grammatically incorrect. I do not feel well. But this is allowed to be misused in our schools every day. Now this one, unfortunately, has become a wild trend over the last few years, and I very much wish it would end. Let's see if you're sick of it too.
What is with the bro thing? Does anybody know when this started and when this is going to end?
I swear to God, bro.
What?
Bro, I'm actually... no, bro.
It's the new like.
Control me, bro.
This dominates people's entire vocabulary now.
Oh my God, bro. Bro. Fucking hunters, bro.
Bro, you just split off of your super, bro? Bro.
And you know what's worse than bro? Bruh.
Bruh, check this out. Bruh.
Chill, bruh.
Nah, bro. Honestly, bro, you could probably, bro, this is no joke, bro. But with the gold trooper, bro, and a purple skull trooper, bro, you could say you count for easily a couple of men, bro.
How does one choose to speak this way? This is beyond cringe. This has become a catastrophe. And what's worse, I consistently hear adults speaking in this manner. Imagine using the word bro in any professional setting. You will be instantly classified as an inferior, subordinate, low-level, junior, non-ranking, uneducated, unintelligent serf. Not an expert. I'll digress, but this one has been banned from our house for quite some time. How about this one?
do you use ain't in English?
No, this is not a word. I do not care that some of the dictionary publishers are adding it to their databases now. It is a contraction of nothing. Again, not in my house. O-N. Now I want you to read this sentence out loud. Surprisingly, this word is highly debated when it comes to pronunciation. In the South, it is pronounced own, like O-W-N, which spells own. Back to our sentence. I now want you to read this sentence. Did you say own twice? The correct pronunciation of the word is on. So, if there's a table that belongs to you and you set your wine glass atop that table, you would say, I set my wine glass on the table that I own. My very southern family would say, my wine glass is on that table that I also own. Yes, we debate this very often. Now, how about this one? It's never spoken in my house, but we must talk about it because it's truly that horrifying. I'll let this guy pronounce it, and we'll all cringe together.
I've never asked the people for $1. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life. I have never asked the people for $1 in my life.
This should never be acceptable. And I truly have no idea why this is allowed to continue. I don't care how you attempt to justify it. This is just pure ignorance. An axe is a wood splitting tool. That's it. Back to the South, another semantics wrestling match. There is pan and pin. There is tan and tin. There is gat. And then there's get. Or is there? The misuse of the I and E sounds is one of the best examples to demonstrate the mispronunciation of common vowels. This is heavily prominent in the Southern roots as well. And personally, this correction has taken me more than a decade to achieve, but allow me to demonstrate. This is an ink pen. This is a safety pen. I write with an ink pen. When my daughter's pants are falling off her tiny waist, I cinch them with a safety pin. Go up to any Southern raised person. Hold up both of these objects. They will call them both a pen. It's as if the short sound of the E vowel doesn't exist. So let's become English scholars for a moment. And let's intelligently identify the root problems in grammatical terms. In order to fix this grammatically, you must understand two completely related terms: enunciation and articulation. Enunciation is your understanding of how a syllable is meant to sound when it is pronounced with precision. It's the mental aspect of speaking. Articulation refers to the physical production of these sounds. Okay? It is your brain using its motor control of your lips, tongue, jaws, vocal cords, etc. to create words. Let's use probably as an example to illustrate this. When you say probably, it's not an articulation problem. It's poor enunciation. You could physically say probably, but your mental enunciation is the problem. You basically instructed your brain to make your mouth produce that word incorrectly because you think of it as only two syllables, probably. So it's your lazy tongue that's the problem. It's your mindset. It's not that you cannot say the word. It's that you're not trying to. Which brings us back to my point. When we sound like unprofessional, uneducated idiots, it's up to us to fix it. Did you pick up on the pure irony of my graduation story? This was a salutatorian speech, yet I sounded like the uneducated idiot. My point being, it's not that we cannot fix our speech, it's that we don't. Which is why we must acknowledge and understand why it is important to act. It's really quite simple. Humans are meant to develop. We must advance, improve. There's actually a word for this process, refining. Speaking well is one of the most critical means of human refinery. Have you ever been in the presence of someone who fully enunciates each syllable and articulates words so well that you walk away thinking, wow, that person just sounds classy? So what does it take to fix this? First, awareness. If this video does nothing else, I hope it at least wakes you up and makes you ask yourself, what do I sound like to other people? If you don't care, well, that's a problem that I have no interest in solving. Personal development is directly linked to success, and I am a believer in surrounding yourself with success-driven people. We must first recognize that we sound terrible, acknowledge that we sound stupid, and it requires constant conscious effort on our part. You see, once you become aware, you begin to catch yourself. Just slow down, maybe even pause, make your corrections, and even if you must repeat your words, over-articulating each syllable, just do it and continue your day. Perform this discipline over and over, and maybe one day you'll look back and say, I still sound like crap, but at least I'm not the hillbilly I once was. You know, I've been told that I have a great face for radio, and I have the perfect voice for a silent film. I'm not arguing with either of these statements. Thanks for watching, and remember, behave professional, and you just might appear professional. Let's excel in business, and let's excel in life. See you next time.